Good afternoon. I wanted to make sure that we had all the information put out to parents as we approach February 1st and 4 days of face-to-face teaching as one of our options. It has been almost a year since the state of Pennsylvania closed schools due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Since that time, Northwest Area School District, like many districts in our area, have created multiple modes of educational plans. Over the past year, we have found that everyone's situation is unique. Therefore, there is no perfect plan that meets the needs of all the students and families. In all of the meetings we have had, we have tried to merge education, student and family needs, and health and safety of all of our stakeholders to develop what is fair for all students at this given time. The newest mode of education we will be entering on February 1st is the following. Option one will be the continuance of the Northwest Virtual Academy. Students will continue to work asynchronously through their subjects at their pace during the time constraints that best meets the needs of their family and the student. Option two would be the synchronous live option. This would require students to attend class 4 days a week virtually and work with the teacher during the school day while following their normal bell schedule. This option will allow parents who are not comfortable sending students back to school face to face a manner to keep their child moving along in school. Option three is the newest of all of our options. It is face to face 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. This will allow students to attend school 4 days a week in a traditional manner. Both the Northwest and Ranger groups will attend 4 days a week. This is not a return to the hybrid format used in the beginning of the year. Students will automatically be returned to the original format that you have chosen unless you have called the school to switch the mode of education. Face-to-face students will return 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. By doing that, there are some things that parents need to be aware of. Social distancing. The CDC and Department of Health in the state of Pennsylvania ask us to create 6 feet of distance to the maximum extent possible in classroom. There are situations that 6 feet cannot be created. In those situations, CDC and Department of Health ask that students use sneeze guards for protection. The district has provided each child with a desk shield that must be used at all times to further mitigate the spread of the COVID virus. Maximum extent possible would be contingent on the number of students in each classroom at a given time. The amount of students in each class vary, and it will change at every level differently. The numbers vary throughout the district depending on who opts to return and who opts to stay virtual at this time. Cafeteria. For lunch, the district plans to use the cafeteria, classrooms, and large areas such as the library to feed the children. Once again, desk shields must be used at all times during lunch. The district will again create social distancing to the greatest extent possible. School busing. Buses will try to create social distancing to the greatest extent possible as well. Meeting today with our bus coordinator, we are still well below the 40% population riding the bus for our district. In a lot of situations, we will be fine on the school buses. Students will be seated from starting in the back of the bus and moving forward to the front. Families and or siblings will be allowed to sit together. The number of buses have been greatly reduced. The numbers on buses have been greatly reduced. The buses are sanitized between runs of the high school and elementary schools and are sprayed nightly to deep clean each bus. Mask wearing. The CDC and the Department of Health in the state of Pennsylvania state that this is the single most effective manner to stop the spread of the virus is to wear a mask. Masks are mandatory at all times during school hours, including gym classes and recess time. The only time masks are permitted to be taken off is during lunch while eating at their desk or a table and seated behind a desk shield. This is a state mandate and will be enforced at all time during school for faculty, staff, and students. Hygiene. All faculty, staff, and students will be educated on how to wash their hands and use hand sanitizer. Students will be encouraged to wash their hands or use hand sanitizer frequently. The district has installed hand sanitizing throughout the entire district in multiple locations in each building. Once again, our teachers, faculty, and staff will be educated and encourage the use of hand sanitizer at all times. Ventilation. Air handlers in all of our buildings have been turned up to the highest setting to increase fresh air into each building daily. In addition, bipolar ionization units are currently being installed in every classroom and all communal areas to improve air quality. Changing of class. The procedure for changing class will be developed by the teachers, keeping in mind social distancing to keep them safe. In the intermediate school and high school, teachers will wipe down desk areas in between class periods to ensure and mitigate risk. For the health and safety of all, when it comes to reporting illness, recent out-of-state travel cases within your family, or any concern over positive exposure, we are asking for families to treat it with the utmost level of importance and ask for your transparency in reporting these cases. Close contact and quarantine. The Pennsylvania Department of Health will be contacted. The most beneficial quarantine period time is 14 days from a positive contact. Quarantine can end day 10 without testing, and if no symptoms have been reported during the daily monitoring. However, it is recommended that symptom monitoring continue until day 14. If a diagnostic test are sufficient and available, quarantine can end after day 7. If a negative test result and no symptoms are reported during daily monitoring, the test must be collected after the 5th day of quarantine. Positive cases. If you have symptoms and test positive, self-isolate in your home until each of the following conditions are met. It has been at least 10 days since your symptoms first appeared, and it has been at least 1 day since you have not had any fever, without fever-reducing medication, and your respiratory symptoms are improving. Examples would be cough or shortness of breath. If you test positive and do not develop symptoms, self-isolate in your home until it has been at least 10 days since the day of your test specimen was collected. Out-of-state travel. The Northwest Area School District will also adhere to the travel restrictions as set forth by the Pennsylvania Department of Health as follows. Individuals over the age of 11 traveling into and returning to the Commonwealth from any location outside the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, including international locations, must produce evidence of a negative COVID-19 test or place themselves in a travel quarantine for at least 10 days after entering the Commonwealth. That quarantine could end if the student produces a negative test within 72 hours of entering the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, or they produce a negative test prior to the 10 days after entering the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. School closures. To make all parents aware, school closure can happen for a multitude of reasons: positive cases, presumed positive cases, and quarantine issues with faculty and staff. This could cause the district to shut down buildings at a moment's notice. That is why we are asking our parents and students to work with us. Pre-screen your child at home, and if they are ill, stay home. Reinforce wearing a mask at all times. Reinforce washing your hands or use of hand sanitizer often. Talk to your children about not sharing items with one another. Stay in communication with your teacher, principal, and school nurse if there are health concerns. There are 3 modes of education that you can choose from. We hope that you are able to choose the best one for your child. Please contact your building administrator for further comments or concerns. Once again, let me review the 3 options one more time. Option 1 is the Northwest Virtual Academy. Students will be working asynchronously through their subjects at their pace and during the time constraints that best meets the needs of their family. Synchronous Live option. This requires students to attend class 4 days a week virtually and work with the teacher during the school day while following their normal bell schedule. This option will allow parents who are not comfortable sending students back to school face-to-face or are not comfortable with any of the mitigation steps taken by the district to allow their child to move through school and get educated 4 days a week. And then obviously the last one is the face-to-face option 4 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. This allows students in both the Northwest and Ranger groups to come to school face-to-face 4 days a week. We want to reiterate that we do have the three options out there. We once again know that none of these plans fully meet the needs of all of our students. We will do the best we will do the best we can as an administrative staff, and our faculty and staff will do the best they can to educate your students for the remainder of the 2020-2021 school year. Thank you.